story of resilience, achievement, and unstoppable spirit. This February, we're curating amazing conversations celebrating the heroes, the pioneers, and the everyday people who made history. Black History Month on KBLA Talk 1580. Together, we carry the torch forward.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the narcissist treats others better than you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist, many times they do treat others better than you. As a matter of fact, I would say virtually every time they treat others better than you. Post love bomb / euphoric stage. Remember, when you met the narcissist, most likely, it's a possibility, if it was a romantic interest or a friendship or a business, neighbor, part of a community or group, most likely they could have love bombed you, or had you become very excited about the relationship, let's put it that way, hence the euphoric stage. So that is when you are trusting that this individual, who turns out to be a narcissist, is an authentic and genuine individual. We now know that nothing could be further from the truth. They were wearing a mask, and they were manipulating you to get you to lower your boundaries and put your guard down so they can learn all about you, to weaponize these things against you at a later date. And why they treat others better than you is because once that part of the relationship is over, the euphoric stage, the love bomb stage, then you're entering the devaluation stage, or the narcissistic fog. The point being, this is when you can do no right. This is when you are wondering, why is this person not being nice to me? Why, in fact, are others being treated better than me? Remember those days? This is on purpose. Keep in mind, again, the narcissist knows what they're doing. They have the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde-like mentality, which means they can turn on the charm whenever they want to, or they can turn it off whenever they want to. They can manipulate you so many different ways until when? Until you get the education on channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. And you get the wisdom, and you couple your experiences with the narcissist in the past with the education you're getting now. And this, once you've come through the fire and once you've processed everything, this is your new superpower. Many people don't get the wisdom post-narcissistic relationship, but that's for a different video. The narcissist will be testing you throughout the relationship. I've mentioned this frequently in other videos. And what they do, example, let's use triangulation. What they're doing there is they are propping up another individual who may or may not, in fact, even exist. And they're telling you that this individual gave them compliments or does so many things for them or is always there. And that makes you work harder for the narcissist. But again, you didn't know what triangulation was, and you certainly didn't know what narcissism was. But this is why, this is one reason why the narcissist is treating others better than you, to get you to work harder for them. Play it again. The narcissistic relationship, it is built on a house of cards. It is built on misleading information. It's built on bubbles, little groups of people. It's built on not honest relationships, not an honest relationship on the narcissist part. And when they treat others better than you, what they want you to be doing is scratching your head saying, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, example, I'm married to this person and they're treating a complete stranger better than me. They are, because they're devaluing you right in front of this complete stranger, and they're putting the stranger high up on a pedestal, although the stranger, as an example, maybe they're feeling all excited. Oh, they're getting some attention. Like whoever this person, let's say it's somebody sitting on an airplane and they're sitting next, there are three people and the narcissist is in the middle, you're on the right, and this other person, complete strangers, on the left. And the narcissist is talking to the person on the left the whole time and maybe being a little too accommodating, if you get my point, like a little too flirtatious, which by the way, you shouldn't be doing if you're married. But the point is, this is an example. And then you're thinking, what's going on? Like, that person doesn't talk to me like that. What is this? It's all meant to triangulate you. It's all meant to confuse you. It's all meant to have you go back and give.
My goodness. And let me just say this. Not everybody is a narcissist. So you have to listen to what the man is saying here and think in terms of spectrum. Not everybody is a narcissist, but everybody's got something, which is why everyone is considered, in my opinion, a whip, a work in progress. Everybody has something to work through. So the tactics that he's outlining, you may not be a narcissist, but you may have used those tactics. Or the person you have dealt with may not be a clinically diagnosed narcissist, but may have employed those tactics. Have you ever been put in a situation where you had to compete for your significant other's attention? Right? You had to compete for their love. You had to compete for their time. What kind of person did you wind up with? Tonight's topic is a doozy. Man, Attila Phillips out of Houston strikes again. The Validation Olympics. A deeper look at why their allegiance to others is stronger than their commitment to you. First off, well, I won't even give my thoughts here yet. Let's just continue on with this. This is deep. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you guys. The loyalty to abuse syndrome. Why trauma bonds feel more like love than love itself. True or false? If real love is freedom, why do most people seek control? Do most people seek control? True or false? If real love is freedom, tantamount to freedom, why do most people seek control? If real love is safety, why do most people feel alive, or most alive, in a chaotic, toxic situation? Very interesting questions. 1-800-920-1580. Does trauma bonding create a stronger biochemical addiction than healthy attachment, making love itself feel dull by comparison? Studies on cortisol and oxytocin and the interplay between the two in abusive relationships suggest that trauma bonds override logical decision-making by fusing fear with attachment. 1-800-920-1580. Have you ever been in a reckless kind of relationship where your partner is doing everything in their power to get some type of supply from you, and to that end would also bring in a third person. Maybe it's somebody at work, a wife, or what do they call it, a work wife or a work husband. And they done brought cupcakes and coffee cakes and coffee to the work husband, and they treat you. Oh, you know what I'm saying. True or false? Victims of narcissistic abuse aren't just trauma bonded to the abuser. They're trauma bonded to the identity they formed within the abuse. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to know about this. The reverse triangulation effect, why secure people become unattractive to the insecure. Oof. Is it possible that insecure people need the presence of competition to feel desire? While secure individuals find triangulation repulsive. Do you understand? Why must I compete for someone who claims, compete for their attention for someone who claims to care about me, who claims to want to be with me? Have you ever been in that conundrum? Do people conditioned by scarcity reject healthy love because abundance feels like an existential void? Whew. This is deep, man. This is deep. I'm not going to compete for anybody's attention. I'm not going to compete for anybody's love. The myth of winning a partner, how competitive mating rituals destroy emotional intimacy. If you have to compete for someone, haven't you already lost them? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone line. Does the belief that love must be won reflect a deep-seated fear of being inherently unworthy? I ain't got to win you. Where did I meet you at? The casino? Lottery love? Knock it off. I don't want that. Studies on the empirical support here. Studies on mate choice copying show that people desire others more when they are pursued by competitors, reinforcing the illusion of scarcity. Now, everybody just ripped Brother T.I. a new one because he came out and said something like that. Maybe it wasn't empirically correct. Maybe it wasn't articulated right. But he basically said the same thing that lines up with the empirical support here. Studies on mate choice copying shows that people desire others more when they are pursued by competitors, reinforcing the illusion of scarcity. 1-800-920-1580. Is somebody always trying to show off in front of your man or your woman? Have you ever been in a situation where you're there with your woman and a dude tries to put on a tap dance, soft shoe performance in front of your woman to get her attention? Have you ever? I've seen it. I've seen it. Right? And ladies, do women kind of, oh, I know the women at the church. I don't want to bring the church into it. It happens all the time in the pews. You know how they fawn over the reverend? They know the first lady right there. They done pulled up their little skirt a little bit. You ain't got to pull that skirt up to cross your legs. You could have did it with it. Just, come on, y'all. I want to know. Competition, competitive, right? I want to know. Many people don't actually want the person they are fighting for. They want the self-worth they believe will come from winning them. Ugh. Are you trying to win a person away from somebody else? Are you competing? The validation Olympics. That's tonight's topic. What about the validation withdrawal crisis? Why a love addiction is the most socially accepted form of narcotic dependency. Is the human brain wired to crave toxic validation the way it craves cocaine? 1-800-920-1580. Does withdrawal from emotional validation mimic the same neural pathways as opiate withdrawal? Here's the empirical support for it. fMRI studies show that rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain and drug craving. I know you ain't gonna leave me. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know. Many people are not in love with their partners. They are addicted to the chemical highs and lows of intermittent validation. The AI partner paradox. How artificial intimacy will expose humanity's deepest fear, genuine connection. I know you're not ready for tonight's topic. If AI can simulate the perfect partner, will it reveal that most people don't actually want a perfect relationship? Come on. Come on. We're doing this to feed our wounds something. And no, we don't have to be clinically diagnosed as narcissists. I'm telling you, everybody is a work in progress. Everybody has issues. Everybody's got something to deal with. And so manipulation, control, fear, ego, all of this, right, is going to play itself out in some way or form, shape or form, in your intimate relationships. You don't have to be a full-blown narcissist to get a piece of it. Y'all know people be playing in your face. When I come forward, phone lines are already jumping. When I come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this stove hot.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Now Taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file in app by 2/18.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Bad boys. Bad boys.
Now we may be a little chubby, but don't feel slumped. We guarantee you one thing: we can surely come to the party and rock the house as we harmonize and start to turn it out. So put the fresh move and take it from me. Listen to the fifth sounds of the disco 3. Ha ha.
In order to grow, in order to learn, in order to not stay stagnant and stuck, it's important when life presents you with a challenge zone to step into it. Or maybe it's unavoidable. You can't help stepping into it. It just happens. And often that could be around death. You find out that you have a terminal illness, or that someone very dear to you has a terminal illness, or someone that's very dear to you has just died. Perhaps it was expected. Perhaps just one morning they were dead in the bed, or they got hit by a car, or something happened very unexpectedly and they were gone. And you just find yourself in the challenge zone. It's not comfortable. But then you could begin to look at it as this is where the learning takes place. This is where the growth takes place. The high-risk zone is sometimes you have to step back, because once you're in the high-risk zone, which simply means that you aren't ready for it yet, then learning doesn't happen because it's too much for you at this particular time in your life. Too much. So personally, and I don't feel there's anything wrong with the comfort zone. And it's so comfortable, secure, you know, you can relax. The problem is when you make it a way of life. Honestly, most of us have it in the front of our head or the back of our head, but somewhere in our mind, that if we could just do everything right, we could stay in the comfort zone forever, and that would be called the good life. But the problem is, if you just opt, even though it's an interesting experiment in ignorance, that the human species tries to stay in the comfort zone permanently, and no one has ever even come close to achieving it. But somehow you just think that's because you...
Man, Pima is cooking. We're all dysfunctional to some degree. Dysfunction is on a spectrum. Some people are more dysfunctional than others. Some families more dysfunctional than others. And what happens is we get all of these we start to cultivate and develop all of these maladaptive coping mechanisms. I'm going to make my partner compete so they can show me something that I need to see. And if you know anything about any psychology works and literature, you'll find that a lot of stuff that happened to us in our past is actually the framework, the framing, right, for these insecure mindsets moving forward. Now, relationships are designed, right, to reveal you to you. And sometimes it hurts to be revealed to oneself. I don't want to have to compete. Yes, brother. I don't want to have to compete for your love. Why should I ever be called to compete, to prove, to show my love to you? Why should I ever be called to do that? Number one, the people that are doing that don't really love themselves. They are doing it because they want love for themselves. Ooh, you love me because I did this. Those are the validation seekers. And they'll compete for you. Let me explain to you. I'm never competing for anyone, ever. I did it before, but guess what? I will never do it again, because in doing that for someone who doesn't value, doesn't appreciate, didn't send it back to me, I realized, number one, it wasn't a waste, because that was the road to realization, self-realization. Oh, toxic people do this to hurt people. I started to understand. Listen, man, when you love yourself, like literally in love with yourself, you're never going to do something to prove your love for someone else. You've got the love. It's radiating because you've accepted, approved of, and embraced yourself. But if you got somebody who hasn't done that and they're expecting you to show them, man, they're going to put you in a triangulated situation. When I come forward, I swear for Jesus and all them people in heaven, we're going to get to the phone lines.
Styling grace, just one slight bottle. I'm a little old way, but my walk ain't funky. My clothes hip hop. Every time I touch a girl, they always yell stop. It goes around my block. I'm the king of the slop. But I know one thing, my heart keeps it soft. Says do the right thing and you will survive. People still put me down 'cause I'm the rest of the town. But I got one thing that's hard.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The Department of Education is investigating anti-Semitism at 5 universities following President Trump's order to address campus harassment. Schools under review include Columbia, Northwestern, Portland State, UC Berkeley, and the University of Minnesota. The Los Angeles City Council is considering new protections for undocumented immigrants, including workplace reporting of federal raids and funding for legal aid. This follows Black Mayor Karen Bass's sanctuary city law amid President Trump's planned deportation efforts. Marcus Jordan, son of Michael Jordan, was arrested Monday in Florida for cocaine possession and resisting an officer. Police say he drove off from a traffic stop before being found parked on railroad tracks. And today marks Rosa Parks' birthday. In 1955, she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott and cementing her role in the civil rights movement. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you, neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For information on fire recovery resources, recovery hubs, and available services, call 211 for the City of Los Angeles and 311 countywide. Aid distribution locations, repopulation updates, and safety rules are constantly changing. Visit the LA City and LA County websites for the latest. If you'd like to sign up for the county's free debris removal, fill out a right of entry form, or get a list of disaster recovery centers that are still active, please visit recovery.lacounty.gov or call the debris hotline at 844-347-3332. If you're vulnerable to mudslides with rain in the forecast, free sandbags are being offered. Go to lacounty.pw/sandbags to find out where to get them. Businesses who have lost their facilities due to the fires can use a regional online source to get free or discounted locations. Whether you're interested in donating or finding space, you can visit the business-to-business Space Share portal at spaceshare.lacounty.gov. Additional LA County small business support and programs can be found at opportunity.lacounty.gov. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has worksource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
What you want to do, huh?
KBLA Talk 1580 is thrilled to share that we have been named as a semi-finalist for the coveted American Climate Leadership Awards, honoring our climate work last year. We're also delighted to announce year 2 of our Climate Justice Crusade. This year's $2 million 12-month campaign will link and combat the relationship between climate change and poor health outcomes for African Americans and the poor. Climate inequities have taken a toll with multiple health triggers in the Black community, such as extreme heat and poor air quality, made worse by the recent wildfires. Our work to ensure climate justice and climate equity continues. In the coming weeks and months, you'll be hearing a lot more about our 2025 climate campaign. To learn more about our plans for this year and the companies and organizations supporting us, log on to our website at kbla1580.com. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Why would a loving God allow you to experience such an excruciating rejection, a purging from narcissistic abuse? Such a painful experience. Where was God? This is for those of you who believe in God. But even if you don't believe in God, that's okay, because it's the same as hitting rock bottom. Why did you need to hit rock bottom, be purged, be expelled, be rejected from the relationship in order to start over? I believe the question here has less to do with the attributes of a loving God and more to do with understanding our own stubbornness, the stubbornness that's just inherent in humanity. Let's talk about this. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, I have a brand new life coaching program where I teach every day, Monday through Friday, live with questions and answers. This coaching program is not some pre-recorded material. I am taking my time and spending it with you each and every day. And together, we are doing some deep healing coming out of narcissistic abuse. I encourage you to get signed up, and I will see you in class tomorrow. Now, we are talking about this idea and this thought of where is God when we are entering into this excruciatingly painful experience with a narcissistic person, whether it's a family member, sibling, a lover, a job, or a group of friends. And it gets to the point to where we literally feel purged from the relationship, expelled out of the area. We have no choice but to start over. And even if you are not a person of faith, it's the equivalent of hitting rock bottom in life, to where you have no other choices but to peel your broken self up off the ground, look at how far you've tumbled, and start over. Now, the mistake that we make is to think that this loving God in a situation, for those of you who believe in God, has allowed this to happen to you. But the reality is that it has less to do with the loving attributes of God and more to do with stubbornness. And by the way, as a disclaimer, this message is intended for adults. My channel and my content here is aimed at...
Again, everybody is broken in some way, shape, or form. And if you know that, look for yourself within the interaction. What do I mean by that? If you know I'm broken and I'm hypervigilant in certain areas of my life, and especially when it comes to intimate relationships, right? I'm hypervigilant in certain spaces and places, right? I'm very protective of myself, and I don't want to reveal my truths, and excuse me, I don't want to be taken advantage of, and I don't want to. Are you manipulative? Let's just be honest. Are you deceptive? Have you stonewalled? You don't have to be a narcissist to employ any of these tactics. But if you look for yourself in the relationship, if you know you are guilty of certain things that you have done, this is where the work starts. This is why I say relationship, spiritual place. This is where you go to figure out who you are, right? This is where you go to figure out you, right? And if you're connecting with someone who is doing exactly what you've been doing, right? It's not them. They're just matching who you are. This is what relationship as a mirror actually means, right? They're mirroring what you are, your state of development, your state of consciousness. You get who you are. So now, your job is, wow, I keep getting the same version of myself in another partner. It's my job to reconcile this internally. A lot of people struggle with that, right? A lot of people struggle with that. Let's get our callers in. We just lost somebody from Carson, whoever that was from Carson. Eric, call back, 1-800-920-1580. We'll go to Philadelphia. Ed Clay, official, Philadelphia, PA. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Much respect, Zoe. I called in recently, but I'm going to make it short.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people deal with people who bring them comfort and someone who will agree with the things they're doing in life, whether it's negative or bad. Most people just want someone around to comfort them. And I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but most people don't really look at life that way or tend to look at life that way.
Mm-hmm. How do they look at it?
I would say most people, for the most part, has everyone around them, and they're in their life for a certain reason.
They have a role, they have a purpose, they have a position, a mission, an agenda. You're here for something as it pertains to me. Keep going.
It's very few people in this man who will really love you for who you are,
or love themselves
and
for who they are.
That's the God is honest truth.
I believe
that's
you.
true.
Yeah, I believe you. You cooking right now. You cooking. I hear it.
So, like what you said, you just have to have a discernment spirit about yourself, and just be careful who you allow around you.
Love it. Love it.
Whether that's dating, business, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna hold the phone lines up, Zoe.
No, I appreciate it.
Good.
Yes.
Fairground, all that. Y'all check out my YouTube channel.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Ed Clay, official. We appreciate it. Philly is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Do we take them now? Yes, come on. Ed from Carson. Get in here, man. Eric from Carson, what are your thoughts, bro?
What's up, Zoe? It's a pleasure to speak to you, brother.
Oh, no, man. It's a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not exactly sure if this is what you were talking about, but I have this thing where if I am dating somebody, I have more of an interest if there's lack of interest on her side, and when there is interest in me, it's a turnoff. But I just realized this about myself. But when I get pushback, I'm aggressive, and I'm turned on by that, and I think that's strange.
Wait, hold on. We about to unpack. We just got to the hotel room. The suitcase is on the bed. We about to unzip. Hold on. What? Let's walk that back. When they like you, you don't like it. You pull back. Is that what you said?
Well, usually I'm the aggressor. And
so you don't like them to approach you and come after you?
I just realized this about myself.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a bit of a self-esteem problem, but I'm confident in every other area of life. But when it comes to women, I'm a little bit, my self-esteem is a little low, but I like to be the aggressor. So I rarely do women approach me, but once I make the approach, if she is more interested in me than I'm interested in her, it turns me off.
Who raised you?
Well, I was raised by both of my parents until I was 14, and my parents separated.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad was in my life, but my mother is the primary person who, and she was a strong-willed, is a strong-willed woman.
Stay right there.
As well.
Stay right there, Eric. Don't go nowhere. See, arson is already on fire. When we come forward, we going back to the city of Carson. Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
By definition, covert narcissists try to cover how selfish and insensitive they actually are, but here's how they show their true colors. They'll remain loyal only as you prove to be utile to them. They live for admiration, and in its absence, they'll fume and hold on to grudges. Over time, they'll show that they truly don't care how you feel or think. While they can be publicly pleasant, behind the scenes, they can have plenty of irritability. And then they absolutely cannot and will not be personally or emotionally vulnerable. They cling to stubborn, unyielding opinions. And then if their character defects are exposed, they'll declare themselves to be misunderstood victims. Then, as long as you're connected to them, covert narcissists will insist that it's your job to prop up their false self. You know what? As you see this for what it's worth, you'll hopefully come to the conclusion you don't have to play along with that kind of game playing.
And again, Dr. C is 100% correct, but please understand this. Everybody's using the narcissist word, and I understand it's the buzzword. Mental health is the buzzword, right? It's all buzzy. But here's the reality. We're all on a spectrum, and everybody has a version of that. It might not be to the level of a covert narcissist or a grandiose narcissist or some MPD. It may not be on that level, right? On a diagnosable level. It might be a diet version of narcissism, but it's still uncomfortable. It's still manipulative. And like he said, utile. You're a utility for this person. Have you ever felt used? Have you ever felt used in the way that, oh, you want me to respond? You want me to show you something. You're looking for me to show you something that gives you something, whether it's some type of validation, some type of approval. So you pout, you put on a tantrum, you do something to get my attention, to give it to you. Listen, we got toxic people in the world, and it is a relationship, and I'm about to say something now. It's a relationship's job to reveal it to the two people in the relationship, the work that one should be doing on self. Remember, we prefer to blame over claiming what we see, what we're getting back as feedback from our partner. We see it as, oh, it's your fault. If you would just shift, if you would just adjust, if you would stop doing that, if you would make me comfortable, if you would create a safe space, if you would. It's never, wow, why do I need that? Eric from Carson. Get back in here,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
We were talking about your mother. What's the relationship with your mother? How did she raise you? You said she was kind of strong, right? Kind of stern, yeah?
Not kinda.
Talk to me.
Very stern. She's a good person, but my mother is a strong-willed person, and she was the head of the family, meaning my father, my mother was she was a better person who handled the finances and all that kind of stuff, but my dad was a man. Don't get that twisted. But she definitely would be the stronger role model in my life, mainly because my dad died, 20 years ago. So she's been in my life longer as well. So it's a lot of moving parts, but
right.
She's definitely the more dominant of the two parents.
But as a child, who was the more dominant parent, dad or mom?
I guess she was, because she was a protector, and yeah, it was her.
Okay, and let's go even deeper. Were you allowed to express yourself emotionally, how you feel, all your emotions, good emotions, bad emotions, or were they kind of shut down? Who, if at all?
By who?
It doesn't matter, if at all.
Oh.
Well,
I think I was allowed to be.
It does matter. It does matter. By who? But go ahead. I'm listening.
I was allowed to be. I just have one sister, so it was just the two of us. But I was allowed to be who I was. But my father probably was more of a nature. He was a more compassionate person. My mother was more of a take charge kind of person. So if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect. Yeah, makes perfect sense. So Dad was, come on, man, it's all good. I know you hurt yourself, dog. You're going to be all right. Let me take a look at it.
Well, let me give you a quick example. I remember I had a friend once, and my mother was like, I don't want you associating with this person.
Boom.
And then I asked my dad, and I'm like 18, and I asked my dad, and he was like, well, what are you talking about? And I said, what do you think about so-and-so? And he was like, what do you mean? He didn't understand. He didn't even have a clue what I was trying to ask. And my mother was like, I don't want you associated with this person. So that's how they were.
Well, let me ask, why? Why didn't she want you? Why didn't she want you associating with that person? Yeah, here we go.
She thought this person was gay.
She thought they were fake.
Gay.
Oh, gay. She was like, get up out of there, buddy. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
And when I asked my dad what he thought, he didn't know what I was talking about. At least that's how he played it.
Ah, I see. So let me ask the question now. Was your mother more controlling than your father?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Could you tell your mother anything, or did you prefer to tell your father?
Well, I would talk to my mother more because my parents, separated when I was 14, so I was around my mother more, even though my dad was in my life and my parents were still loved each other.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad wasn't around as much as my mother for those reasons. So it wasn't that I chose her. It was just that she was around after they separated because I lived in the house with her and I would see him, not as often. But I saw him on a regular basis. But, I wasn't in the house with him 24/7.
Man, stay with me, Eric, because this is getting deep, man. We're going to find out why you don't want the girl to chase you. You want to go get her. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but we just want to know why. We need some backstory. When we come forward, back to see Arson.
Can you feel the rhythm of the funky bass when it's kicking it live in your face? The humbles in the place are holding up the wall while the girls are on the floor giving their all. The man who's on the mic rapping to a fresh beat is no other than the money making crew I see. The MC Power Lord of the Million MC.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The Department of Education is investigating